Hey guys, it's Ian Lives, and today is going to be a little bit of a different video. We're going to be talking about a movie I recently watched. So, 80s horror is something I love, as most people do that watch this channel. And the 80s are known for being weird. There's a lot of weird, campy movies that are super ridiculous, like movies like Toxic Avenger and even Reanimator, that really stick out and have wacky moments and are super obnoxious at times. And I came across this movie that was so crazy I had to make a whole video about it. It came out in 1988, which honestly is my favorite year of horror. A lot of my favorite movies came out in 88, it feels like. So the movie that I'm talking about is Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, is what I think it's called. Yeah, what a name, huh? This is a horror comedy, obviously, that stars Linnea Quigley and Gunnar Hansen. Now, it also stars this other guy. I don't know his name because I'm not familiar with the actor. But anyways, I'm going to kind of go over the plot and go over some of the ridiculous stuff about this movie and what I overall thought about it. So not only is this like kind of like a video of me talking about a very weird, wacky 80s horror movie that I just saw, it's also me kind of reviewing the movie, but not in my normal movie review sense. Anyways, let's get started. I think it starts off with a kill. I don't know if this is right off the start, but this is one of the first things that happens in the movie. Basically, you follow this hooker, and she's picking up this guy, and this guy wants to, do the thing. Pays her, they go into this room, and basically they start doing it, and she whips out a chainsaw and cuts him up. In one of the most silly ways I've ever seen. There's just blood being poured on the actress to where she's like, she can't see, and they're throwing it like very weirdly. It's not like a splatter. It's like they're just like pouring a bucket of blood right in her face. It almost looks like she's like uncomfortable. And there's just fake rubber body parts flying out at her. It's already super ridiculous. Like, extremely ridiculous. And that starts off the movie. And then it kicks in, you get introduced to this other character. And basically he is this detective who's trying to figure out why the hell these hookers are killing people. So he goes to the bar, and he ends up getting captured by one of these hookers that I won't spoil too much because I do really want you guys to check this out. It's just, it goes in a lot of weird directions. That's basically the plot. It's about these hookers that lure these men into these rooms to cut them up with a chainsaw. That's it. What mainly makes this movie extremely wacky is the genres that it mixes. The main genre that it mixes is obviously comedy and horror, but it also has this 50s noir feel to it with the main character. He has this accent, this New York accent. He's got this like detective hat. He's got the big comically large trench coat, and he's narrating the whole movie like a cheesy 40s noir mob movie. It really felt like a 40s murder mystery. Very interesting for a campy 80s horror movie. And even like the mystery, it has kind of some giallo vibes to it, to that sense. So it's a lot of things mixed together to create this very wacky movie. As I said before, Linnea Quigley's in here. I won't say too much about her character because her character has a little bit of a twist toward the middle of the movie. But she's very charming in here. She's very pretty as usual. And she adds a lot of the act. Like, if she kind of makes it feel like I'm watching an actual horror movie at times. There's times in this movie that are so ridiculous. It's like, what the hell am I watching? And then Linnea Quigley pops up and has some funny lines and some funny chemistry with the main character. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is just another 80s movie. And then Gunnar Hansen, he plays the villain in here. Gunnar Hansen's in a cult. He leads this cult. And they kill these people for a ritual or religious beliefs. Something super ridiculous like that. He's very corny in here, which is on purpose. You have the deep, raspy voice. He's, again, has like the cloak thing on. And it's just ironic that the guy who played Leatherface is in a movie called Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. That's just crazy to me. And the ending is so batshit bonkers, insane. Linnea Quigley holding a chainsaw and goes up to these people, it cuts them off. Dude, there's just so much crazy shit in here. It's hard to even explain, which is why this video is probably going to be on the shorter side. But I'm trying to think of other stuff to say. This is just good camp. Now, I'll move into, like, what did I actually think about the movie? I love the mix of genres. I think it's very out there. It's very goofy. The performances are silly, ridiculous. They're not perfect, but they're also surprisingly not horrible. You're going to get a lot of fun out of this movie. There's good gore. There's good carnage. It's super ridiculous and bonkers, and some of the best 80s camp I've seen in a long time. I enjoy the super simple but over-the-top premise of these hookers that kill these men that they lure in. It's a lot of fun. This is a great movie. This is a great little 80s horror flick that, for some reason, I never heard of, and then the title kind of dragged me into it. I didn't really know what to expect. I was kind of expecting a snuff film almost, like a sex film. But that's not what I got at all. I got like a Frankenhooker-esque comedy, horror comedy. If you guys aren't familiar with Frankenhooker, that's another super campy 80s flick that just has some of the most out there comedy in any horror movie I've ever seen. It's very obnoxious. It's very in your face. And Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers has that similar approach with obviously its subject matter. I kind of love those types of horror movies. The extremely obnoxious horror comedies that are from the 80s. I don't really care for the super obnoxious horror comedies that are coming out today. Like most recently, Hanky Panky was an extremely in-your-face horror comedy that I wasn't huge on. Destroy Our Neighbors was one that recently came out that tried to go with the campy B-movie horror comedy that I really did enjoy that movie, so that gets a thumbs up from me. But like the 80s horror comedies, like Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, Frankenhooker, there's other ones that I'm blanking. I always blank. Even like something like Return of the Living Dead to that extent, because that has a lot of comedy thrown into it. And it's overall a damn good movie. I feel the same way about Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. Please watch this. I think it's extremely underrated, and I think the title is going to throw you for a loop, because you're going to expect something probably more stupid than enjoyable. But this is just a blast front to back, and I absolutely loved my time with it. I highly recommend Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. And that was my video basically explaining one of the weirdest, goofiest, campiest 80s horror movies I've ever seen. This is definitely going to be a movie I watch quite a bit because I think it's just a lot of fun. I feel like I'm repeating myself, so I'm just going to end the video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please subscribe and turn on the bell. It supports my channel a lot. Follow my Instagram at @IanLives_. Follow my Letterboxd at wehateian. Follow the Discord in the link in the description below. And I absolutely love you guys. Thanks for all the support. And do me a favor and check out Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers.